Well, good evening, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know this literally doesn't. This is crazy, man. I'm sick. I'm sick of all these damn leaves. And everybody talks about, oh, the pretty colors of the leaves. The pretty colors, my ass. That means they're gonna be falling down all over the place, and then we gotta clean this shit up, man. Before the game tomorrow, I gotta blow all these damn leaves off before I get the cushions and stuff. Man, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. But anyway, here we are, the eve of week 10. Thank God we got an extra week of football this year. We are beyond the halfway point, guys. Week freaking 10. Now it's time for the last drive to the playoffs. The Cowboys, like everybody, we got injuries. You looked at the Rams. I guess in some regards you could say it's lucky that they signed Odell Beckham Jr. because turns out the next day Robert Woods tears his ACL. But I'm going to tell you, I think that's going to be a big, big loss. There's no way in the world, from a leadership standpoint, from a blocking and doing the dirty work type of job, from knowing the system, is Odell Beckham ready to go ahead and fill in those shoes? He's not. He's not. I think that's going to be one of those things that may end up being a turning point on the Rams season. But what do I know? I'm a guy with a day job. I don't work for ESPN. Those experts, because, like Mike Greenberg, he's always right. Isn't he always right? He was so right about those Washington football team. That Washington team, scary good, like the 49ers of 2 years ago. Yeah, that Ryan Fitzpatrick, less tragic than in the past. Yeah, okay. How's that working out for you, bro? How's it working? But anyway, all seriousness, the Cowboys, every week I look at it as a big game. I don't like to say, oh, we're going to definitely win this one or we're going to do this one, because the reality is in football, you just don't know what you don't know. I'm sure that Baltimore, remember we were sitting here looking before the game, they were talking about how unstoppable Lamar Jackson is. The MVP candidate, that he's rushed for like 75 yards and he's already thrown for 2,000 yards. That Miami got no chance in hell. But literally, every one of the top teams have lost in the last 2 weeks. Tampa Bay didn't lose this past week because they were off, but the week before they lost to the Saints. The Saints lost to Atlanta. The Bills lost to the Jaguars. The Baltimore Ravens lost to the Miami Dolphins. Now, I guess you could look and say, well, maybe the Green Bay Packers loss isn't so bad because they didn't have Aaron Rodgers, but they lost to Kansas City. And the Rams lost to the Titans. And when you look at all these teams, you look around and say, well, there's some flaws there. The Titans lost Derrick Henry, but yet they still found a way to beat the Rams. Now the Rams lose their best wide receiver and they bring in a cancer. You look at the Saints, you say, well, the Saints, they beat Tampa Bay, but they don't really have a quarterback, right? And they lose to Atlanta. So everybody has these games that you look and say, what the hell happened? I just don't know. But that's the great thing about football, and that's why you got to tune in every week, because you just don't know what the hell is going to happen from one week to the next. Now, the good thing for our Cowboys, the Cowboys that were going into last week were the NFL leading offense. And they had that hiccup, of course, against Denver. They ran into that buzzsaw. Hopefully they can get back on track. Atlanta's defense leaves a lot to be desired. They're not a good defense. They're not a good defense. Now, of course, we don't have the big guy, Tyron Smith, but, we've got Terrence Steele having more time now practicing at the left side. And when you looked at Terrence Steele last year, when he first started on the right side, he didn't do very good his first game. But he progressively got better. And I still believe that when we talk about in the future replacing Tyron Smith, that Terrence Steele is going to be the guy. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. Call me an idiot. Well, y'all already do. But that's how I feel about it. So hopefully with Michael Gallop coming back will make this offense that's been dynamic that much better. They'll be able to really take the top off the defense and stretch the field even more, which will open up things more for Zeke Elliott to be able to run. It'll take a little more pressure off of CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper and give us another option to go. So I look forward to tomorrow. I'm trying to figure out, because it doesn't feel so bad now. Earlier today we had about 10-mile-an-hour winds and about 50-degree temperatures. And I mean, I can still see my breath. But it was cold. It was cold. So I'm debating on whether or not I should go ahead and do my broadcast from the inside. The problem with that is I don't have all of the television set up the same way. I can only do like DirecTV and cable, two TVs in there. I'd need to reconfigure and change some things around, and I'm not sure I want to do that. But with the wind not blowing, and I'm here in short sleeves, I don't even have my shoes. Look, I don't even have my shoes on out here. I don't feel too bad. I really don't. So with the patio heaters on, maybe we'll go ahead and do tomorrow out here. And that'll probably get us ready for the Washington game. Now, a couple of things. If you're a channel member, go to the community tab. There's a link in there for you guys to do like a profile, okay? The nice thing about this profile is I'll be able to, or you'll be able to email me and say, hey, Mark, I got a suggestion for you. You'll be able to go ahead, when you get your shot glass and stuff from becoming a member, you can send me a picture so that way I can share it on video. I'll have your address so that way in the future, say, hey, you know what? I'm going to do something nice. I'm going to send something to somebody or to everybody or your birthday, that we can take care of that stuff. And I started looking at some, my plan is, and it's already over 100 and some people that have already done through it, is to go through each one of these emails. And one of these emails, I don't know, I don't remember the person's name because I just kind of glanced at it. But let me first say thank you. It is a current member of the Navy who has been sailing around the world. And he says he watches it, and I'll find, when I go through the emails, I'll find it, because I'll give you guys a shout out too, as I get to know you. But it says as he's out to sea, that watching Jobu Sports Report keeps him up to speed with everything that is going on with the Cowboys, and gives him a little taste of home. And for me, that right there is enough to be able to take the abuse from the jackasses that come on here, to know that I'm making a difference for somebody else. Because in life, that's what it's all about. You know, there's a lot of incredible stories that I'm hearing from you guys. And it's actually good because, see, you guys know everything about me. You see me. You know what I look like. I could be, walking down the street and you say, there's Mark. Unfortunately, I don't get a chance to get to know you guys in the same way. And this is beginning to help me get to know you, because this is beyond, for me at least, is beyond just being here on YouTube. You guys are my friends and family. And I really and truly am grateful for that. It was a year ago that I lost my brother. A very big influence on my life. And when you lose somebody that's close to you, it changes your view on a lot of things and makes you realize what's important. It's one of the reasons why I try to come out here every day and sit here at this fire pit and reflect. I always want to make sure that, have I done something to get me further along where I want to be? Have I done something to give back to others? Have I let everybody I care about know how I feel about them? And for me, this is therapy and how I try to live my life. Because I don't want to go to bed not having accomplished all of those things. So, tomorrow morning, this space will be coming back to life. I know DMV said he's coming tomorrow. I don't know if Rashid's coming since the Giants are off. They won't lose. I know Rio will be at FedEx Field watching them taking on Tampa Bay. So it may be a light day as far as people here. Although, damn, you never know who else might show up, though. You never know. Oh, David Wiley will be here. David Wiley, we cooking some Southern food. So, yeah. So, one other thing, too. You guys that are channel members, I think I need to put a link in there or a box to check off if you're in the DMV area. Because if you're in the DMV area, I think I'd like to have some of you guys right here joining us for some of these games. And that's another one of those things that we'll work on, is getting more of you guys here together as part of the crew. And with that being said, I am going to go in here and spend a little time with my wife, carry my happy ass to bed, and get up early in the morning so we can get ready for another game day. I'm Mark Holmes, and make sure you tune in tomorrow. God willing, I'll be here. Peace.